Hi guys, I'm Fritz and welcome to the 6th episode of FritzBumanVlog. Before we go on with the episode, I'd like to thank everyone for your unending love and support for my videos. Thank you for all of your feedbacks, all your likes, your shares in my Facebook and YouTube post. Maraming salamat. I am truly grateful. Thank you guys. So, for this episode, we're going to talk about something that I've been working on for several months now. Siguro 3 months ko na itong win-workan. So, I believe it's still not that perfect, but andun na, malapit na sa level na yan. And I was supposed to share this actually in front of college students, but unfortunately, because of the NCOV outbreak, diba? A lot of us are working from home and all of the classes in Metro Manila are suspended for a month. So instead, I'll just share this video to you guys and hope that you will learn from all of the things that I have experienced in my life. And all of this that I'm gonna talk about is actually based from my personal experiences. So let's get on to it. This talk is entitled Philautia, Self-Love is Not Selfish. Before we go on, I want to show you guys a word, and I want you to think of the first thing that comes into your mind when you see this word, okay? So the word that I'm talking about is love. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys right now are thinking about being with someone or spending your time with your loved ones. It's about loved ones, diba? Or some of you might be thinking about breakups or being single for a long time. In short, it's about romance. And trust me, you're not wrong. But you're not completely right. If I'll be asked this question 6 months ago, I would say the same thing. That love for me is being with someone. It's about spending your time with someone that you truly love, or spending your time with someone you share same values, diba? You have the same likes and dislikes. So for me, that was love. But we're not really wrong, because the thing is, with the music that we listen to nowadays, the movies that we watch, the books that we read, when we think about love, it's always about romance. When we say love songs, it's about being with someone. When we say movies and books about love, it's about erotic novels, it's about romantic movies, diba? So that's the first thing that comes into mind, diba? And also, in English language, if we really think about it, there's only one word for love, which is love. And based from Merriam-Webster's dictionary, the description of love is actually a lot of things. And these are the top 3 that we can search. So love could mean strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. So for example, maternal love for a child. Love could also mean attraction based on sexual desires. So this was the one that I was talking about, romantic love. It could also mean affection based on admiration, benevolence, or common interest. So for example, love for his old schoolmates, diba? So in English language, we have one word for it, and it could mean a lot of things. It needs another word. We need to add an adjective for it to mean something else. For example, maternal love or romantic love, diba? That's why a lot of us, when we think about love, it's just romance, romantic love lang. But in the Greek language, we actually have separate words, or we have different kind of words for each kind of love. And based from the book of C.S. Lewis, which is The Four Loves, we have 4 main words for love in Greek language. And these are the following: storge, philia, agape, and eros. So let's start with storge. Storge is a kind of love that is affectionate, familial quality of love. It's the feeling you have for your parents or your brother or sister or for your kids. It can even be affection you feel towards your dog or cat. In other words, this is the familial kind of love. Okay, and this is the kind of love that we as human beings experience the first. The day that we are born, we already experience this kind of love, and even if we're not aware of it. You know, the love from our parents, from our siblings, if we have any already, and the love from our relatives, diba? So this kind of love already is available whenever or when we are born. The second kind of love is philia. It can be described as the quality of love that you feel for a friend. In other words, brotherly love or love for friends. Love from a friend. And as we grow old, ito yung second nating na-experience. Yung mga bata pa tayo. Or you can see your nephews or your nieces. Pag nakikita mo sila sa malls na naglalaro or even with their neighbors, di ba? Kahit hindi nila kilala, just because they're friendly, they experience love from other people as well, and they experience it giving to other people as well. So this is philia, the friendly kind of love. The third one is agape, which is the love of God for man and of man for a good God. So in other words, this is the godly love. So a lot of us experience this when we are already in elementary. So dito kasi pumapasok yung Christian living subject. So we get more familiar with the God that create, or the God who created us, diba? Or for some people who believe in other religion, mga Buddhist, ganyan. So that's the third kind of love that they experience. And this kind of love is actually a very strong kind of love, because this is the one that we based on faith. We don't really see it, we just believe, and we just keep our faith on it. And you know, it's not tangible, but this is the love that we experience. Okay. And the fourth kind of love is actually the one that we're all familiar with: eros, the romantic flavor of love. It is passionate, rapturous, and euphoric. It is what the greatest songs have been sung and what the greatest poems have been written about. Thousands throughout history have died over this feeling. It's what many consider the greatest feeling of human experience. Since this is a kind of love that most of us, even me, are familiar with, I want to share a story to you guys. This happened 2 years ago. So I was in a long-term relationship. 3 years. We were very happy sa 3 years na yun. And you know, there are no regrets until now. I know now that those 3 years happened and the breakup happened for me to learn to be more mature and for me to grow up as an individual. But what happened to me after the breakup was, I felt like there was something missing inside. That there was this gap that I need to fill. Kasi feeling ko na I wasn't complete anymore after the breakup. So what I did was, after a few weeks, I started online dating. For 14 months, I've dated a lot of women in Tinder, Bumble, and I think OkCupid. So I've used a lot of medium. I've used a lot of social medias for me to feel that emptiness inside of me, until I got to the point na napagod na ako. I felt na no matter what I do, I would never fill that gap from other people. Kasi I know that that's not the kind of love that I deserve. And then I started reading this book. Tapos may part doon na nung nabasa ko siya, sabi ko, bakit parang para sa akin tong part na to? Bakit parang ako yung nagsusulat? So this was the part of the book na I was talking about. It wasn't so much the sex that I craved, although the sex was fun. It was the validation. I was wanted. I was loved. For the first time since I could remember, I was worthy. This was from the book of Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Nung nabasa ko to talaga, sabi ko, parang ako talaga tong nagsusulat eh. Na the reason why I did all of those dating or I went out with all those women, it's not because of the sex, and I never even had sex with a lot of them. But it's about filling that gap inside of me. It's about the validation. It's about feeling loved. Which should not come from them. It should really come from me. That's why when I heard about the 4 loves from C.S. Lewis, I thought, parang may mali. There's something missing. And this is the 5th, and I believe, the most important kind of love. Philautia. It means self-love. To love yourself or regard for one's own happiness or advantage. It's the love that we give to ourselves, our mind, body, and soul. Pero we have this saying in Tagalog na lahat ng sobra masama. And it applies to self-love as well. Na kapag sumobra siya, sometimes it becomes negative. So what is the bad kind of self-love? It can lead to unhealthy vanity, self-obsession, narcissism, even selfishness. And when we experience this, we also experience a lack of humility. Diba? That's why a lot of people, or most people out there, when they're so tied to themselves, na ang yabang nandating. And that's the unhealthy kind of self-love. But the good kind of self-love is, in its highest form, is we also experience self-compassion. It's not just self-love. It's not just love you experience, you also experience compassion. So with this, you learn to forgive yourself as well. And once you have forgiven yourself for the things that happened in your past, you also acknowledge what you did wrong. And you learn how to make things right the next time it happens. And since you're acknowledging all those negative feelings as well, diba, parang it's not just the positivity that you experience, because we also have this thing called positive toxicity, or something like that, where we only acknowledge all the positive things that we are experiencing. But if you truly love yourself, if you have this self-love, you can also acknowledge all the bad feelings, all the negative feelings that you have. It's okay not to be okay. So if you're sad, you have to acknowledge that you are sad kasi pag hindi, sasabog ka na lang bigla kapag inipon mo yan, di ba? So, there's this Bible verse na tumatak talaga sa akin when we attended the feast last January. It's in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 39. I forgot what the verse says, pero yun yung verse niya, verse 39. And what it means, or the translated version of it, is that you cannot give what you don't have. So for self-love, diba? For this topic specifically, we're only able to love others once we fully love ourselves. But this does not apply only for love. It also applies for other things like forgiveness. Once I have truly forgiven myself, nun ko napatawad yung mga tao sa paligid ko. Nun ko din napatawad yung kapatid ko sa nagawa niya. And sa ibang bagay din nag-apply siya. Like trust. Diba? If you don't trust yourself, how can you trust other people? So, tumatak talaga siya sa akin kasi it's very, very powerful. And it applies to everything that we have. Also, that the more you love yourself on a deeper level, the better your foundation is to love, care, and help others. So ngayon 2020, ang dami nangyari sa atin. Like, for example, last January, the Taal volcano erupted. And then now, March, we started the NCOV-19 outbreak, diba? And you can see a lot of people are volunteering, doing volunteer works, doing outreach projects to other people who are in need. But there are two kinds of people out there who are doing those things. The one who's doing it for agenda, and those who are doing it because of love. Na they're doing it not for publicity, not to be popular, not to be recognized by other people, not for likes, for shares, but they're doing it really to help others. And those people are the ones who truly love themselves in a deeper level. Diba? So, it really boils down to self-love. Another Bible verse that is really significant for me is the one in Colossians chapter 2 verse 10. So, the verse is, "You are made whole and complete, not lacking anything." So, it really means that we're all created as a whole. Sinasabi nila when we are growing up, look for your other half. But we're not really created as half. We are created as whole. Diba? Don't look for your other half because you're not made to be a half. Be complete. Love yourself completely. Love yourself truly and fully before you can love others. Before you can give love to others. And once you have fully loved yourself, saka mo malalaman na or saka mo ma-realize the kind of love that you really deserve. Maybe some of you are still thinking, I don't get it. Hindi ko magets kung ano yung sinasabi nito ni Fritz. So, I can describe it the way you can relate to it. There's this stand-up comedian, Big Niels Loss, is one of my favorites. One of his Netflix special entitled Jigsaw, he used the jigsaw puzzle as a metaphor of life. So the scenario was he is building a jigsaw puzzle or solving a jigsaw puzzle, but he doesn't know what the big picture is. So the easiest way for you to do it is start with the four corners, diba? So 4 corners of your jigsaw puzzle, and those 4 corners are your family, your friends, your hobbies / interest, and your job. So you need those 4 for you to figure out what life is. So the jigsaw puzzle represents life, and then the missing piece or the middle piece is the one that makes you happy. So that's his metaphor for life. So I thought of something na parang kind of same, but it's more of my forte or kung ano yung mas relatable sa akin. So I'm actually I'm a musician. Music is my passion. So I'll use that as a metaphor. And the genre or the kind of music that I listen to a lot is pop rock, alternative rock, pop punk, ganyan. So the usual band setup for those kind of bands or that kind of music is a rhythm guitar, a bass guitar, a lead guitar, a drums, and the vocalist. And for us to do this, I'm gonna assign each kind of love to these instruments. Okay? So, let's put storhe or familiar love to rhythm or acoustic guitar. Then philia for the lead guitar. So philia is the friendly kind of love. Then agape or godly love for bass. Eros or romantic kind of love for drums. And self-love or Philautia in the vocals or lyrics. For example, you have these four. The first four, the one that C.S. Lewis was talking about. You have family, you have friends, you have God or your religion, and you have romance. So you have all of these instruments. You have your two guitars, you have your bass, and you have your drums. So right now, you have your music. Yes, you can live with that. You have music. You're still, pwede. Pwede ka na mabuhay. I mean, it's not that complete, per se, but pwede na. Still, it's music. But, for example, let's take all of those four out. You don't have storge, philia, agape, and eros. You only have self-love. You only have your lyrics. You only have your words. But these lyrics are complete. Your self-love is full and true. So right now you don't just have words. You don't just have lyrics. You have an art. You have a poem. And without those four, without the music, you can still be an art. You can still be complete. You can still be presented as an art, diba? But with that self-love, with that poem, if we put it together with the rhythm guitars, it's already a song. What more if we add a lead guitar to it? What more if we add the bass drums to it, or the bass guitar to it, and then your drums? Now you're more complete. You have this overflowing love. You have your love for yourself, and you can share that love to your family, your friends, to God, and to your special someone. Diba? Now, you feel more complete. Again, you don't need to have all of these four. The family, the friends, the God, the romance, for you to feel complete. You just need to be yourself. You just need to be complete. You just need to love yourself completely for you to feel that gap inside of you. Because it always starts with you. Again, you can't give what you don't have. And before I end this talk, medyo mahaba na siya. I wanna leave you guys with this line. It's very, very timely kasi medyo nakuha ako sa series na to ngayon. And again, this has been FritzBumanVlog, leaving you with this message. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something. See you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.